Hi, everybody. It's Patricia, and welcome to week 4 for HDEC 100. We are still doing observations. We are still in the Ways of Knowing module. This week, we are going to be looking at checklists and frequency duration, which are a part of the quantitative and criterion reference materials. So your job this week is to read the material in the criteria, quantitative and criterion reference materials, choose a video from the course videos, create, you get to create this week, complete, and submit either a checklist or a frequency duration observation. So there are templates available for you to take a look at. But what we're asking you to do is create your own checklist or criteria or frequency duration based on the video you're choosing. So what is it you're wanting to observe? What is your checklist going to reflect? Or what is your frequency duration? How often and how long? Are they doing a certain behavior, a certain activity, a certain something? So that's what we're asking you to do this week, is create your own checklist and create your own frequency duration piece. A fun challenge for this week. I also wanted to address some of the comments for those of you who've taken the time to give some feedback now that we're in week 3, week 4, thinking about things. Some questions around, please open up the whole course. I want to work ahead. When we finish the observation module and move into digital presentation, I will open that entire module so that you can work ahead on that module at your own pace, but we'll keep the discussion flowing and we'll do weekly work, but you'll have all the information. And when we move to the research writing, the research essay or the article writing section, I'll open that entire module so that we can work through that module at our own pace with our own information. But until we finish the observation module, I'm going to keep it week by week. People are still figuring out where to find the assignments, where to find the Dropbox, and I really want you to focus on the observation of the week that we're doing. Observations are the foundation to anything we do in early childhood, in the education assistant work, in Indigenous human service worker. We observe programs, we observe people, we observe interactions. So it's a really important piece to nail down because you're going to need these skills and these templates in future coursework in any of your respective programs. What was the other question that popped up? So opening up the piece. Can't remember what some of the other ones were. I'll have to go back and address them. I'll pull. That was the big one though that I wanted to make sure that everybody was well aware of. I will summarize the feedback that I've gotten from week 3 and 4 and try and pull that all together for you. I did want to point out that under the assignments link here and the table of contents, at the very bottom, I added a checklist so that you can see and you're able to go in under as a student, you'll be able to go in and check off each one that you've got completed as you go along. So if I just change this view to student view and I go quickly into content, into the assignments, into the checklist. So it's a way for you to say, all right, I can check that as done. And as you complete each one, you'll check it as done. You will note that the learning story work that we looked at this week isn't due till June 9th. You are more than free to submit it anytime you want before June 9th. I just held it off to June 9th because it's a nice way to sort of round out the observations because it takes us away from the formatted observations into the more open observation piece. But if you've already read the material on learning stories, by all means, go ahead and work ahead and get that piece done if you so choose. So I think that takes us all into week 4. I do want to congratulate everybody. I mean, it's hard work, online studies, and fitting it into other things that you're doing. I know some of you are taking 1, 2, maybe 3 courses hopefully not too many courses. Some of you are balancing life. We're all balancing life, work. Some of us are at a distance from our support systems. And summer is starting to warm up around the province. And so take a balance, take a check on yourself, see where you're at, and know that, I'm here, I can listen, and I can put you in touch with any supports that you feel you need throughout the course. But we're already starting week 4, so congratulations on getting this far. Thank you for the robust discussions that have been happening on the discussion board. That was the other piece. I know people were talking about the discussion board and the challenge of the discussion board. It does seem challenging. It does seem leggy. We have a lot of conversations happening, but as I do move them around, so this was the work we did last week. This was the work we did last week as well. So I'm trying to move things around so that they're not overwhelming. I will show you one. This goes against me, but I will show you. Do click around, because whenever you're in a thread, let me change to the student view and discussions. So we'll do this one, questions and wonders and ponders. Do take note of, where's some, there you go. So we'll take exploring D2L for now. So if you come up on this, you think, well, there's so many observations, not interested, you can go in here and mark all posts as read. You can move things up and down. You can flag things you want to read later. So you can certainly do this. You can also change your own settings. You can go in and say, what you want your discussion board to look like for yourself, and then save your settings as well. If you want to subscribe to any threads, you can set your subscription so that you get an email notification when there's been a posting. For some people that helps. For some people it just complicates things even more. The idea about a discussion posting is simply to join the conversation. Think about us all in a classroom and the opportunity to share ideas, to question ideas, to challenge ideas. So I invite you to the discussion board. I invite you to own the discussion board, but don't feel that you need to answer everybody. That's my job. You find a couple of peers that you want to build on some conversations with. I encourage you to read all of them, but I try to respond to everybody. If I missed you and it's certainly not intentional of it, missed responding to you, and I will try very hard to ensure that I have a comment for everybody on the discussion board. Welcome to week 4.